You got changed?
No.
I've still got the same club on, so they're going to know it's like...
This is a different day.
It isn't. We can't lie to...
It's a different day.
It's a different day.
A different day here at FC Bullard, and you're very welcome, all you Bullardistas.
That's what you call them, your Bullardistas. Yeah, we'll have that.
Yeah.
All right, sweet.
Now, I'm about to introduce our next guest, and...
I don't know how you got him.
20 odd years ago, I would have actually been working with him doing Summer Soccer AM, because we did Soccer AM and then it finished and they were like, no, you've not worked hard enough, you're not having a break, carry on going in the summer and we'll...
So right, okay.
Yeah. And good this guess. Legend of the game was presenting that, but that's not really where he made his name, because he's a legend of music. Mm-hmm. He's just... And do you know what?
Loves his golf.
Well, I'm slightly worried that once we start, it's going to very quickly veer off into golf territory. That's fine. That's fine. Because I've started playing a little bit now, as you know.
All right. It's hard,
a little bit stiff.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's a hard game, especially starting it. There's a lot of hours that we've both put in.
But I hit a shot the other day, and I'm having a couple of lessons, and Tom...
I've seen
he went golf swing.
Golf shot.
And he said golf swing.
Oh, right, okay.
I think that's like...
So that praises him.
Because
he's the golf coach.
Okay, yeah.
He's been very clever there.
But,
usually you go golf shot, but golf swing.
Golf swing.
He wants to get a bit of cred up that.
Right, okay, yeah.
But it's all right, that's the lad.
But I feel like I'm slightly getting... people say, have you been bitten by the bug yet? And I hadn't, and now I feel like...
You've got a good iron hand, that'll help you. Not a bad sport. No, you love your footy.
Anyway, let's welcome him.
Yeah, let's
on
intro
board,
him.
See if he wants a role at FC Bullard. It's the one, the only, DJ Spoony.
Hello, gents.
Spoons, thanks for coming.
Good. Absolute pleasure.
He buzzed me in the week. He said spoons on. I said, you can't get spoons. It's Friday night. Really? How you been, lad?
When Fenners and Bullard call, you move stuff, didn't you?
Bless you.
How are you? How are you, first and foremost? Because you had a health scare, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Around Christmas time.
It was the strangest health scare ever, because I just had headaches and couldn't shift the headache for about 4 weeks. And thought, right, let me just go and get it checked out. I'd taken a bit of painkillers, and I thought, right, let me just go and get it checked out. And they did some prelim test, and they said, it's fine, but I don't know, let's just go and give you a scan just to rule anything out. And they came back from the scan and he said, right, look, you've got a chronic bleed on your brain. I'm like, oh, is that why I've got headaches? He's like, absolutely. So I was like, okay, no problem. He said, look, we've got to send you over to Addenbrooke's where they have the specialist. He said they want you to go over there, but they're going to send an ambulance for you. So what do I need an ambulance for? I just go home and get my car and drive over there. They said, no. With that, you're not driving. But they don't want to send the ambulance until they know that they've got a bed. I said, what do I need a bed for? They said, because you're going to have to stay in and have an operation.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, and it literally, the conversation just happened like that. Went in, they took good care of me. They cut my head open and drained the blood, and the headaches were gone. And
how long have you been having the headaches for?
About 3-4 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
What proper? What?
Yeah, right. Yeah, like real.
Mate, didn't know.
Real headaches. But
and how long ago was it?
I had the operation the early hours of Christmas Eve, and I came out Christmas Day.
Wow.
Yeah, I came out. So imagine, as usual, you're building up to Christmas, and you're buying your cards, and you're making sure you go into the shop and get the cards, so you don't get the remnants of the cards, and you don't have to cross out names, cross out words to make the cards work. I had, bang on, this is the most organised I've ever been for Christmas, and I woke up Christmas morning in hospital.
Wow.
All right now?
Golden. Absolutely.
Sweet.
Absolutely fine.
You look great.
Yeah, cheers, mate.
Have a look at this.
Yeah. Thank you.
Always looks class, doesn't he? I love him.
So, should we do the golf chat now? I mean, because you look like, you're very...
I've had it all today.
Have you had a little round today, what?
I've had you going to play cricket, you're going to Lords. I said, actually, if you could dress like this at cricket, maybe I would have gone that way.
That's poor.
You love your sport.
Banter, though, isn't it? That?
It is poor banter, but it's what it is. Do you love your sport?
I love my sport. I always have done, really. Growing up, I guess I was very much in love with sport before I actually fell in love with music. I always liked music, but football was always my thing as a kid. I always had a football under my arm.
Yeah.
Unless I was going to the supermarket for my mum, but you'd never see me sort of out without my own football, against the wall, against the bins, against the pole, trying to kick it against the the cylinders just to see if you could react if it comes off at an angle.
What level did you get to when you was a kid? Was you decent?
I had some trials. I had, trials.
All our trials, mate.
Huh? Yeah,
all our trials,
but I was
mate.
a decent club player. decent club player, but I enjoyed it. I actually think that I enjoyed playing with my mates more than I wanted to be a footballer. And then by that time, I'd already started DJing. So I just had a perfect balance of playing to a decent standard, doing my DJing.
Yeah, nice blend.
Yeah.
You played in a few of the... I'm sure we've played... Did you play for the Badgers? Did you ever play for the Soccer M team? I've definitely played in a game with you.
That.
Did you not?
No, for some reason.
I wasn't probably running things then, mate.
But yeah, I played... we played... They used to have a real good six-a-side tournament, the Soccer Sixes.
That's right, yeah.
So I've played like most of the great stadiums. I actually ended up playing in the six-a-side team at Anfield with Kenny Dalglish and John Barnes.
Oh, hello.
So that was it really. After that, where'd you go? Played in the charity game at Anfield as well for the Tsunami, Kenny Dalglish managing.
That's right. Oh, that's,
that big one. Do you know what I mean? So really, once you've played on that turf, but yeah, it's nice.
I got folded up like a deck chair by Brian Robson at Soccer Sixes. I've told you that story before.
You don't want to go in for a 50-50 of him.
I didn't.
What, he just made
he through the back of me. It was a very greasy pitch. Came through the back of me, didn't know what hit me, thought I'd been hit by a cement mixer, stood up and my shorts were right down by my ankles, just stood there in my tanga briefs. Humiliation, but it's
brilliant.
Good story, isn't it?
Those games though, they're really, because if you play football, you just get into football mode. You're not thinking, I'm at Anfield, this is John Barnes, this is Kenny Dalglish. I remember there's one game playing six-a-side where I've given it to Kenny, and then made a run, and I'm open, and he's turned and shot, and I was like open for tapping, and I went, Kenny! And then
you realised, good shot. Hang on, slow down.
It's that thing when you're watching some of those like celebrity games, and you've got some of the greatest footballers in the world, and people are there to watch them, and you've got celebrities, running around trying to like do them and tackle them, and it's
you
like,
got to have a bit of respect there, haven't you?
Like, Kara's got no respect for any of the celebs, has he? You're right. Nor he shouldn't.
Nor he should.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love watching it. But let me ask, golf. How is it?
You know what? At the start of the year, I played through the winter this year, and I said I'm going to play through the winter so I can hit the spring with a little bit of form, or at least where I know where I'm going. And then my handicap got obliterated. It got cut very quickly, very harshly, and I was struggling to hang on. But now it's where I think I can manage it, and I'm just going to ease back into it. But I love the game. It's such a brilliant game. My one regret is that I took it up quite late in life.
How late did you take it up?
I think it was about 30.
Oh, God. I'm 55, mate, and I've just started.
I'm lucky.
And how many?
I'm 55.
You had a lot of golf days, Spoons, didn't you?
Yeah.
Usually, there's a golf day once a year. So, how many golf days a year do you have? I've got a perfect example. And the reason why I ask questions, I was at the Grove. I'm playing. And there's all these boys driving around. I'm like, what's the script? I couldn't work it out. And they said, Spoons golf day. So I'm on the bus. I see him like 500 yards. Spoons, thanks for inviting. He's like, whatever. Month later, he's calling me. I've got another golf day. I'm like, what? It's like a month ago. Do you have a golf day every month?
No, I did. So I did this little thing at the Grove called it started out as the Winter Series, because the Grove plays really well in the winter.
Yeah.
And I know that a lot of people put their clubs away. So I thought I did a deal with the Grove. I thought at least once a month I could get the boys out. We could have a little tournament spread over 3 months. And then this year we started it late, so we called it the Spring Series. So we played March and April, and that's why I saw it.
I love
it's
it.
It's as much a little social. We get there, we hit some balls, we play golf, we have lunch. You go home.
Rose mustard that time of year as well.
Yeah, it's lovely. And it's friendly. The course. If you're not a member there, or if you're not playing all the time, you can hit the fairway. It stays in the fairway. Okay. It's not too tricky. You can have a chat round. It doesn't feel like you're grafting when you play it.
Last bit on golf here, right? And then we'll, this is
I'm the president.
All right, okay. Is that all right?
You have over-taught me that. Yeah.
Sorry. I doffed his cap to the El Presidente. When was the Ryder Cup? What year? When was the Ryder Cup? And I turn on the Ryder Cup and I'm watching the Ryder Cup, and you're all ear-pieced up and knocking around with him like you're going out there. I mean,
you was on the buggy with a skipper. What? How?
How did it come about?
It's mental. So Sir Nick Faldo, as he should be properly addressed. He had the Faldo series, so he set up a kind of a tournament for young golfers, boys and girls, to really get the elite competing against each other. And at the time I was doing some work with the English Golf Foundation, and they said, look, Sir Nick's got this event, why don't you come down and, you know, as an ambassador for golf, you know, just trying to move golf out of where it was to a different place, and you're a DJ and it's just a bit different. Nice. So I went down there and got talking to Nick, and as ever I want to talk about golf and he wants to talk about music, and we really got on. And then I was doing a Q&A with him at the end, and I said, you know, Nick, in my recollection of the Ryder Cup, there's never ever been a head of music. And he went, right, you could be our head of music for Valhalla.
So obviously you're just chucking that in as a bit of
just a bit of something. And he said, right, and that was it. And then it must have been like a few months later, I got a call from the European Tour. Right, Sir Nick Faldo has said that he wants you to come, and you're going to travel with the team. So we flew out on the team with them, and then that was it. So then, then on the Sunday, we've gone out for the singles matches and watched a few of the boys teeing off, and then I was going to walk down the fairway and go and catch up with Ian Poulter, who's a very good friend of mine. So I'm walking down the fairway, and Nick went past on his buggy and I waved, and then he did a U-turn and he came back and he said, where are you going? And I said, I'm going to go and watch Pulse. So he said, come on then, jump on. So I jumped on his buggy and we went out and caught up with Pulse and watched a couple of holes, but I stayed on the buggy. Yeah. So where I was on the buggy, I just shifted over, and then he came back and I said, where do you want to go? And he said, I'm going to, go and catch up with the Molinaris. So I ended up just driving over there. And that was it. I ended up sort of just driving them around all day.
That's mustard. Yeah. That's a nutty turnout. I remember putting on
why did you have the earpiece?
No, I didn't have the earpiece.
Did you not?
Oh, you didn't?
I thought you had.
All right.
That'd have been a step too far.
I thought you had.
But I think I might have been listening. I think I was listening. I had my earpiece in on my phone, but I was listening to the commentary.
Okay, yeah.
So I was saying to him, look, such and such is happening. And he'll go, all right, let's go over there.
Oh, she was giving... That's nuts. So, I remember turning... Oh, God, I was like... I think I even text you, I went, Spoons.
Is that you? What? Yeah.
The fuck?
It was really surreal, man.
But awesome.
So, incredible.
That's so good.
So he gave you the role of head of music, right? So did you actually do anything? Like, did you prepare any music for any players?
I set a few playlists. I did a couple of playlists for Paul Drake, and that was really about it.
Right.
Pulse always was wangling music out of me. So yeah.
So when you say, Nick I wanted to talk about golf, Nick wanted to talk about music, what sort of stuff's Nick Faldo into?
Good shout.
Yeah, I mean, he was into. We spoke a little bit about Michael McDonald.
Yeah.
I spoke about my love of Prince. People like Steely Dan.
Right. Yeah.
It was nicely in the middle, and I guess even though I'm kind of known for playing maybe more black music or garage music, I still have a quite broad.
You've got an
taste
eclectic
right across.
Yeah.
And then we kind of stayed in touch, and then talking about golf days, I used to do a golf day at Stoke Park, and
they were
they were really good events. And then one day I was playing at Stoke Park, and my phone rang from a private number, and I wouldn't usually answer it, so I answered it, and it was Nick. So I was like, "Hi mate, how's you?" And he's like, "Yeah, just ramble." I was thinking, this is a little bit strange. And he said, "Look, I'm over." He was living in Florida at the time. He said, "I'm over, and I heard that you've got your golf event on tonight. Is it okay if I come?"
No, not really. Skip them.
No, we're full up. So yeah, but even now, we still stay in touch. When he's doing commentary, I'll message him, and we'll talk about stuff. He's been so kind to me.
Yeah, I met him as well at Missouri the first time. I loved him. I love my golf, but I loved him. Yeah, it was great.
And that's the Dunhill link. So once I played, we played at Kingsbarn one evening. Ian Poulter and I against Justin Rosen and Sir Nick Faldo, and it was 9 o'clock in the evening, wearing a t-shirt in October. It was dreamy. It's my favourite course that I've ever played.
It's beautiful, Kingsbarns, isn't it?
Incredible.
Don't it golf right on the coast. It's just overlooking
it's everything.
The views. Yeah.
Any footballers that can match him in terms of golf ability?
No.
Okay, great.
Next question.
We got that. Yeah. That's good. So, the reason you're here today, seems weird. I'm going to call you Jonathan there because I feel it's kind of like, is that all right? Because I forgot the reason you're here, DJ Spoony. It just sounds like a bit, it's like, oh, Spoony. I'm going to call you Spoony. Is that all right? Yeah.
Fine.
It's like
You don't know what to call him.
well, someone called
You called yourself Jonathan.
someone called me John the other day when we were recording there, and it sort of throws me a little bit. I know they're getting a bit serious then. Anyway, you're here because there is a potential role available.
Is it not the same role that
Well,
offered?
this is what I'm thinking. So,
not quite the Ryder Cup. We can't offer that, but
as soon as you have experience as head of music, we think that the music is an integral part of our football club. We're thinking, match day music within the dressing rooms,
massive.
Just generally
The gym.
I'd not even seen
Restaurant for breakfast.
Oh my God,
Absolute.
I hadn't even thought about any of that.
That's why
So
I'm here.
you could potentially
running out too.
Yeah,
Afterwards, when you win,
oh,
there's a lot of music.
Okay.
It's
so this is going great for me. I don't know if it's going great for you. You look like you don't give a shit, to be honest. But
this is brilliant.
so let's. You've done us a playlist, haven't you? Right, we're gonna get
a mini one.
We're gonna get to that in a
Love
minute.
it.
We're gonna get to that in a minute. Now, what are your thoughts on music being played when a goal's scored?
In this country?
Just
Is it different?
No. I think being a lover of basketball, and I've watched a lot of American sport. American sport is a little bit different, but football, as a purist, no, I want to hear the crowd cheering.
Okay.
Is the right answer for me. Thoughts?
Yeah, I'm with that. Yeah, I'm with that.
Like one of the when a team scores and they start playing Pig Bag, da, 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 da.
Okay.
That for me is like
Where do they play music?
a lot of clubs. I think the question.
Brentford do it.
I think the question probably is where don't they?
Do you think there's more
nowadays?
that play
I'm not
than-
sure. I mean, they don't
Right,
play.
okay.
They don't at Anfield, do they? Or
That's what I'm saying. Do you know what? Is it not the clubs that they're trying to build?
Get a bit of atmosphere.
They're trying to build.
Yeah.
Or don't score that many.
yeah, yeah. All right. Well, anyway, that's
Yeah.
that's good. We've got that. We are a fledgling club, but we're new, but we're traditional. Go on, James. What are you going to say?
I wanted to explain I'm just trying to give Spoons a bit of a background. We're going to be the Harlem Globetrotters of the football world. So any charity games, any games that we can get together, we're going to be that hub, right, Spoons? Trust me, it is going to go.
Is
It's
this
going
my
to happen.
Yeah, that's yours, mate.
All right, cool.
Listen, if you want it, you can have it, basically. So we are going to be that one day.
Yeah, we're not going to be playing like week in, week
We ain't
out
gonna be in the
regularly,
league.
like in the
It's a
Ryman's.
different angle here.
We're going to be.
I like it.
We're going to
on.
bring a football club to you. We ain't going to bring
like
a team. We're going to bring a club. If
I
you're
like
available, you're available. We're not going to put no pressure on you. Got your own. But if you want to be part of it, is that the manager? No. If you want to be part of it, you're welcome. We'd love that, and we'd play music. That's what we're hoping. Yeah. It's up to you after this interview. You can say just to give him a bit of a background.
I like it.
If we decide to offer him the role, let's have it right.
Yeah, it works on both parties.
Yeah,
But I do.
Yeah.
He's massive. So we're gonna. I think we're
Okay.
gonna offer him it.
So
John.
going back to
It's weird saying it while he's here.
going back to my original question, we are a fledgling club, and at the moment we don't have a track to walk out to.
No.
So would you have any thoughts on if you were involved with a football club and you wanted to walk out music?
Yeah, what would your track be?
For-
What would your
for
go-to
your
be
side,
if you own a football club?
Oh, to walk out.
What would you
to.
like it to be for FC Bullard?
So there's two schools of thought with music about what kind of music motivates and inspires. Some people like up tempo, some people like down tempo. I actually like calm. I like the calm before the storm.
Yep.
So I would go for something that was maybe like something from Bob Marley, maybe that has
love
a
it.
bit of feel and a bit of vibe, as a real conscious artist, that every time you heard it, it transported you into the mood that he was in when he made it. Because his music, it always came from the heart. And walking out
And
with all the hype and the noise, I think you need to just calm and get
Centre
focused.
yourself.
Yeah, that sort of fidgeting and jumping up and down, like that's like nervous energy.
Yeah.
That's where I would go.
I'm with you. So just while you're on that, I've wrote some of my... So when I go out and party and have a drink, this is what I hand over to the DJ.
Oh.
Right, and I really want to
that,
feel it. So have a look at just some of them.
All right.
And just... I've got a little bit of dance in there, and I've got a little bit of what you say bring down.
I mean, let me tell you, this is...
Can you
just name a few off that you like there?
Through a few
I mean, Angie Stone, Wish I Didn't Miss You.
Yeah.
Sampling the OJ's Backstabbers, brilliant. All Night Long, Mary J. Girls, again sampling. Oh, that's the original Mary J. Girls. Obviously, Mary J. Blige did a version of that. Don't Look Any Further, Dennis Edwards, incredible record. Close to You, little bit of reggae. Got to Give It Up, Marvin Gaye.
See,
this is
if you
this is
them
bag on,
spoons,
Jim.
and I know
Simply Red, It's Only Love.
Yeah. It's only love doing its thing, baby.
It's only love that I'm getting, girl. Oh my God, this is incredible. This
Bit of
is
Maxi
brilliant.
Priest.
Bit of Maxi, yeah.
Like,
I nearly played that the other day. I was DJing. He's in the springtime from.
Can you tell me why DJs don't play that no more in the places I'm going to? And it's
You're
just
going to the
a
wrong
bit.
gaffs, mate. You're going
Just going wrong gaffs, isn't it? Yeah, I knew.
I'll let you know when I'm playing that.
But like, they don't make them like that no more, Spoons, do they?
Is it Love You're After, Rose West? I mean,
Come on, mate.
You're there or thereabouts, Jim.
Good.
Oh, look at that. Let Me Love You for Tonight, Korea. No further questions, Your Honour. No further questions.
That's a banger. That happens, doesn't it? Yeah.
So Jim's that's you pleased with yourself
in the
there,
car
because
I love the music. I follow him hugely, and I know the music and genres that he's massively into it, and that I follow him.
Yeah.
And Your Room, by the way, we'll get onto that in a minute. But yeah, I know what I like, and a lot of them. When you said downbeat, like I used to be on that, but half the boys want it upbeat and fucking banging.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, it's doing me.
I mean, this is the thing. It's what motivates you. It's very personal, but I genuinely believe when people come out in a state of calm, I'm more. If that's my opponent, I'll be like, right, they're not wasting any energy on anything else there. There's no noise. Lennox Lewis used to come out to a Bob Marley track called Natural Mystic, and whenever I used to see him, I think it's a problem for whoever he's fighting, because he's not like that. He's completely the opposite.
Yeah. I agree. I
like it.
I would find that more intimidating.
Okay.
So we've asked you to come up with 11 tracks, and it's going to be our first FC Bullard playlist. You've curated that for us. Do you want to just go through your list?
I mean, let me get it up.
This is class.
So I kind of did this.
It's good work from you.
What we've done is we're gonna put them up like a starting 11.
Yeah.
Because obviously there's gonna be tracks on the bench that haven't quite made the cut. Who they've been good in the week, but they're not really up to it today. And so it's a movable feast. But your starting 11. Let's hear them.
So my number one, I think, and I thought about this in terms of positions, right? Hence the numbers. So number one, I Wonder If I Take You Home, Lisa and Cult Jam.
What a tune that is.
All right.
Just get some fit. I don't
I wonder if I take you home.
Oh yeah.
Will you still be in love, baby? Because I need it tonight.
Yes.
Right.
Got ya.
Because I think you need a good, solid, stable number one, something that's going to get everyone on the dance floor that you can rely on. As a DJ, that record, you could always rely on it.
Yeah.
Right. Number two, Ollie and Jerry, There's No Stopping Us. Breakdance.
There's no stopping us, no stopping.
Love it.
No one
does it better.
Yeah.
See, at number two, that's kind of like my little wild card. It's a fullback,
Yeah.
but it can get forward. It could do a bit of damage from there, like
Yeah.
Trent. It could do a little bit. If you don't pick it up, there's a third man run, and he can put a naughty one in, and I ain't heard that for ages.
Yeah.
That's what Ollie and Jerry is going to give you.
That's a great shout.
On the other side, number three, a classic written by Prince, performed this one by Shaka Khan, I Feel For You.
Oh,
Dependable, always. Never going to let you down. Always going to get a minimum of an 8 out of 10.
my wife's favourite song.
Is it? You love Prince. While we're on Prince, biggest...
Yeah, he's my guy. Yeah, Prince is the GOAT. He's the GOAT for me because he, as a musician, he does everything. You might have someone who's a better singer.
Yeah.
You might get someone who is a better dancer, but you will get no one that does it all like him.
Former just a joke.
He plays every musical instrument.
Let's do this, right? I'm going to go 3, 2, 1, and then we're going to name Prince's best album, right? Ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Sign of the Times.
Yes! Bang.
Yeah.
Any
Ballad
questions?
of Dorothy Parker.
Oh my,
Whoa.
get in there.
Yeah,
Fenners.
yeah. Come on.
Welcome to the
Yeah.
party.
Thank
But
you.
I mean, but it's all fantastic, you know. Starfish and Coffee, the title track. When you listen to, considering that album came out in '87, Sign of the Times, the tune. You listen to it now, it could have been written last week.
Yesterday,
The guy's a genius.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, what an album.
Such a
Ballads of
shame
Dorothy
gone.
Parker.
Yeah.
I've gone up in your estimations there, haven't I?
Yeah, you have.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I
Got
mean, it was
goose-
high
got
anyway.
goosebumps. Got
It was
goosebumps.
high anyway, but now you're an
Yeah.
honorary member.
Yeah,
mate.
you actually fuck. Yeah, you have.
Yeah.
I do it at 6.
So happy I am there, mate. Yeah, go on, carry on, mate.
Number 4, you need, I'm thinking Virgil van Dijk here, you need someone who's dependable. It's never going to let you down. Wherever you go, it's going to deliver.
Chesney Hawks?
No, funny enough.
No.
Fatback Band, I Found Loving.
I found love in...
See?
This I found you. In love with you.
Whether you're in the car, whether you're in a wedding,
it's there, innit?
whether you're in a supermarket, you hear that song, you're going to start singing.
Loving it. I tell you what, no one. This is a hell of a back four.
So that's
isn't it?
number 5. I want to hear number 6. No, that's your number 4.
That's
number
my number
5.
4. So my number 5. So I've gone for, if one centre half, I've gone for a bit of flamboyance.
Yeah.
Number 5 is the hard in the tackle, make you think, serious player. And I've gone for Stevie Wonder, Living in the City.
Oh yeah.
All 7.5 minutes long of it. It tells a story of a kid that comes from the country, goes to New York. As soon as he gets to New York, he gets caught in with the wrong crowd. He gets arrested, goes to prison, gets 10 years for basically nothing.
Okay.
But Stevie Wonder, through brilliance and commentary and experience, and he talks this story.
Wow.
The original album version is like 7.5 minutes.
Is it?
One of the best records ever made, Grammy Award winning album, Say No More.
Just give me, what has it go? Do you know?
In the city. I know the.
Living
I know
for the
the
city.
kind of. Yeah.
I think I know.
Yeah. I don't.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right,
Yeah.
sweet.
It's unbelievable record. Number 6, in the pivot, pulling the strings, making everyone work,
Go on.
getting a bit, can get forward when he does it. Bob Marley, Three Little Birds.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mustard.
Number 7, my right winger, bit of UK garage, Wookie and Battle.
See, I know the artist and I know the name of the track, but I don't know it.
See if I know it.
Would I know it? I wouldn't know it.
Every day is like a battle.
Oh, but
you'll overcome.
Oh, mate, that was Gas Club.
Yeah. A little bit later than that, but
Was it?
yeah, like 2000, 2001. But I had to have at least one garage record on my
That's,
playlist.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I love it.
My captain and number 8.
Go on.
Nod to Steven Gerrard, of course.
Yeah. Beatles.
And this is maybe the wild card on the list, because every time I hear this record, every time I sing this song, I get goosebumps. Jerry and the Pacemakers, You'll Never Walk Alone.
Yeah, got to be in there, innit?
Fair enough.
Got to be in there. Fairs, as the kids say these days.
And every club needs an anthem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need an anthem, and that's a proper anthem. It's not a pig bag or saying it means
Yeah.
something. It's
Premier
one of
League
those.
winners this year as well, so it's like, is what it is. Isn't
Yeah.
it?
Number 9, Sticking It in the Onion. Gwen McRae, All This Love That I'm Giving. All this love that I'm giving.
Yeah.
Giving my love. Dun, dun, dun.
Don't
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, look at him.
I've not heard it, but it's in. I probably have heard it, but it's in. Yeah,
You have heard that.
I will have heard it,
100%.
yeah.
Great. That's great.
My number 10, The Coolest Cat That Walked the Earth. Prince, I Want to Be Your Lover.
Yeah.
Wanna be a
Lover.
Nah, that's
Dude, innit?
That's monster. Yeah.
And my number 11, it was my favourite track off of the biggest selling album of all time, PYT, Michael Jackson.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Where did
pretty
you
young
come
thing.
from, baby?
Yeah.
And ooh, won't you take me there?
that's some soundtrack. Good mixture as well.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just...
I love it,
and that's
Spoons.
just,
I love...
Bang, that's just from there, isn't it?
Yeah, just
and
straight
just
off,
in there, and it's like, and you've... Well, I love the way you've really thought it through. Brilliant.
I mean, it means nothing, but it means something.
Of course, no.
No, it does mean something. I love it.
So,
Plus it does, anyway.
Bullard Easters out there, that's going to be on Spotify, and check on Apple as well, because we might have got it on there as well. We might
That's
have
class.
done a few deals. Okay. So what I thought we could do is we can obviously Spoony can like not run our socials, mate. I know you're busy. You know you got stuff to
Just
do.
keep you updated with your music.
Yeah. But what we can do is we can get some guest curators to put up their tracks, their playlist. Yeah,
right, okay.
And
love
just,
it.
And sort of build the music.
Right.
The
Have you done
music
one?
side of it? No, I haven't done one, but I will do one.
All right, I'm going to do one.
You should definitely do one.
Yeah,
I'm going to do one.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
Good.
Do
you know what?
I enjoyed that. That was mustard.
Yeah. As a Liverpool fan, I always look at United walking out to "This Is the One," because I'm such a massive Stone Roses fan. I'm like, oh, why have United got that? And I mean, obviously, that would be like on my playlist, but I can't have it, unfortunately.
Why can't you have it though?
Because it's
music.
I could do, yeah. No, I can't, you know what? I could do.
If you love it that much,
I could probably just pick another Roses track. There's plenty of others to pick.
All right, fair enough.
But anyway, that's a slight aside. Let's talk about Liverpool. We sat on this podcast. I think, am I right? Correct me if I'm wrong. And we sat there when all the talk in the first month was about City and Arsenal. And do you remember we had a conversation and we went, no one's talking about Liverpool at the minute, are they? No one seems to talk about Liverpool and they've had such a great start. I'm not saying we were the first ones who talked about it, but they weren't in the conversation. Were they in your conversation in the first month or so?
It's an interesting one because I always look at every new Premier League season that anything can kind of happen. I think it's a clean slate kind of start of the season. And don't get me wrong, Manchester City have somewhat skewed that over the last few years, where it has felt that it's them and one other, or anyone who finishes above them, which it has been. 6 seasons. It would have been, they won it 8 seasons on the spin, but for Liverpool, give or take. There was something off the bat about Arne Slot that I'm not going to say made me think Liverpool would win the league, but it definitely made me listen to him, definitely ingratiated to his character. What tends to happen, a new manager takes over a club, especially a big club like Liverpool, the first thing they have is a press conference and they talk about stuff. He didn't do one for ages. No. In relative terms. And it was like he came in and he said, right, I'm going to let the noise about Jurgen Klopp die down. Everyone's away doing their stuff. I'm going to get into Melwood. I'm going to decorate my office. I'm going to go and meet everyone in around the training ground. I'm going to work out my route to get in. I'm going to let everyone come back from wherever they are. I'll have a chat with them and then I'll go and chat to the press. And I loved that. Okay. Because I was like, oh, I like this guy. I like this guy. He just seems about it. He's taking his breath. He didn't rush into it, and we came out the blocks. We looked efficient, and really won it at a canter in the end. Yeah. Won it at a canter.
Ain't easy taking over a club of that stature behind Klopp. Everyone said he's got the team. Mate, it's been done before, and it
Let me
hurt you.
just Jim, on that point, right? Everyone's saying he took over Klopp's team, all right? But Jurgen Klopp didn't win it last year, and he didn't win it the year before that, and he didn't win it the year before that. And by the way, 30, 40 of the most respected pundits and experts in football, none of them predicted him to win it. So how is it Jurgen Klopp's team? Because if it was Jurgen Klopp's team and it was that easy, everyone would have gone, Liverpool going to win it.
Yeah.
It's not as though like when David Moyes took over from Sir Alex Ferguson.
Yeah.
Well, they were champions. He didn't take over from champions.
And that's my point. It was like, it really wasn't, they weren't in the conversation.
No.
They weren't in the conversation. And I agree with you about Slot. I like, you felt he was really comfortable in his own skin. It was like, it was almost, like his personality, and he's like bigger than, it's like, football's obviously important, but it's like, you feel like he's got a sort of handle on everything. And the fact that, after the first few games, he just went off down the tunnel, didn't he? He wasn't like playing to the crowd or anything like that. I just think he's got it right, hasn't he, at every step of the way. And I'm trying to think of a situation where his back's been up against the wall and he's got prickly or anything like that. He's been really measured all the way through, and obviously that helps when you're winning, of course.
Big elephant in the room, the 3 signings he's dealt with as good as he could as well. I think he's dealt with that.
If you think he came in, that was a problem that he inherited.
Yeah.
And the way that he's handled that has been phenomenal. Yeah. And not only that, but the way the improved performances in key areas, as you know, winning a battle in the middle of the park, the performances consistently of Ryan Gravenberch and Alexis McAllister have largely been why Liverpool have done what they've done. Like Gravenberch, if you think around the Premier League, you've got a few £100 million players, one at Chelsea, one at Arsenal, of course, that he's come in and he looks at least as good as any of those.
Yeah.
And he has been reformed. It's like having £100 million player that you've just inherited. McAllister is just quality. He's just an unbelievable footballer. Not just on the ball. He's very tenacious. He's brave. He puts his body in the way. He gets about. He tackles. He goes in for strong challenges. And then, you can't talk about Liverpool this season without talking about one of the most outstanding seasons. Even though he's tailed off a bit towards the end of the season, Mo Salah. Yeah. It's incredible considering the hierarchy of do we give him a new deal? Do we not? Is he getting too? Well, look at these numbers he's putting up. Not that it's all about numbers. I get that. Right. Yeah, but by the way, no one's ever done what he's done. No.
Unbelievable. He's been class. Yeah, he's done really well.
Yeah, and
also just giving Klopp a little sing off at the end. Yeah, didn't forget that what Klopp done me. Yeah,
it's classy. He's just got it right.
Yeah.
And I think and Gakpo's been great, and I think Szoboszlai's shown like real potential because he's only really young. Szoboszlai, isn't he? He's like 23, and he's
younger
like,
than you think.
So I agree. I think that there've been times where they've not been scintillating, but there have been 5 or 6 players on that pitch who are 7, 8 out of 10, on a really regular basis, and just found ways sometimes of just winning, and so I think it's been great.
Should we be clapping Trent?
Should we be clapping him?
Should we be saying thanks, Trent, on your way? Well done, so. Thank you very much.
I'm in that school of thought. I think
because there's a lot that didn't.
Yeah, admittedly, I think that the business of football is a little bit more complicated than everyone realises. I think as fans, it's our prerogative to just call it in a blinkered way. I get that, but knowing and being around enough footballers when they have come to cross points in their lives, players that have not had their contracts renewed when they thought it'd be renewed. This is the other side of the coin that people don't talk about. And when it gets down to it, look, a player signs his deal. It's a 4-year contract. You have that player for 4 years. Unless you re-sign them after 2, there are no guarantees. Now, if the case is, he ran his contract down, well, Liverpool could have offered him £500,000 a week 2 years ago. But they didn't because it didn't make sense for them. The club are looking out for the club.
Yeah.
The player's looking out for the player. And sometimes it ends up the way that it has. I'm going to look at it like this, that Liverpool have lifted the Premier League trophy twice in 30 years. Twice in the last 5, whichever way you want to look at it. He's been a member of that team both times. For his relative young age, he's won everything there is to win in club football, whilst being a Liverpool player. Didn't cost us anything. Thank you very much for your service.
Also, a point, I've not heard people talk about this really, and I might be wrong with it, but when you win Premier Leagues and Champions League, that brings a lot of revenue in, prize money, as well as everything that goes with that, and shirt sales and stuff like that. So I think that's probably overlooked. If we're going to say, well, it's about the money, I think we need to look at what is
his help generate.
His contribution has been to that, and it's I just don't like seeing people, like, you can imagine what you know better than me, but seeing somebody, your own supporters like booing.
To go on your that's the cutest answer from a non-football player. And that's because you've been around. A lot of your friends would become from a sporting background and a football background. So that's one of the best answers I've ever seen given. He's seen it from both sides, but he's also seen it from a friendship. And what he said there was unbelievable, Spoons. Because I'm a fan, sometimes we look at it with a blink of an eye. Yeah. And you don't get the correct thanks or non-thanks for that. And sometimes we're a little bit too hyped up. And
we can be.
Yeah.
Because we're just fans.
And that's all right. Yeah, that's okay to be like that. But the way you see it there, absolutely. I couldn't have answered it better, honestly.
And it wouldn't have been, don't get me wrong, it wouldn't have been easy for him. I'm not, when people go, when Real Madrid come knocking, I don't buy into that.
Yeah.
But what I buy into is that I've had my service. If I feel that there's something else that I want to do, then he can, in the same way that if his performance is tailed off, the club wouldn't have been offering him £400,000 a week, irrespective to whether he would have been an academy player or not. Because what I could also tell you, from a club's perspective, is that players that are signed in generally get paid more money than the kids and the youngsters that are from the academy. Well, if we're going to go from that academy argument, shouldn't the academy players get paid more because we've been there longer? It doesn't work like that. No. So if Liverpool went and signed whoever, whilst Trent was there as right back, they might have given him more money than he would have done. So, like I said, I see it from both arguments, but where it falls down for me is he has been an incredibly successful player in this team. And it's not as though we're talking about a right back going back to the 70s and 80s like Phil Neal, when he was surrounded by other players that were winning league and European titles. They've been scarce on the ground and he's been a part of the team. So let's celebrate that. And if you really needed to boo when his number gets announced, when he walks on the pitch and he's trying to score and he's trying to assist, you've got to be clapping him. I was at the Arsenal game and there's no doubt about it that it changed the mood in the stadium in a way that I've not heard it before.
Okay.
And it's our team. So are you making your dislike of that individual greater than us winning the match? Because I don't think it should ever be that.
Okay, yeah. Magic.
Well said, mate. Well said. So
it should never be that.
Just staying on Liverpool, do you think that there will be... Where would you look at the squad and go, we could probably do with someone there, someone there?
The obvious place for me, and you hear Arsenal saying about having a striker having a 9. If Liverpool had a 9, that would be that would be incredible. I think we need maybe good first choice competition for Andrew Robertson on left back. Trent go in. Yeah. I think Bradley's fantastic. Trent is a one of a kind kind of. I don't think you replicate that, but you might have to replace that in another way.
Sure, yeah,
so Conor Bradley will give us something different that Trent doesn't. But I'm glad that if everything, truth be told, with Frimpong coming in, he looks like an outstanding player in a different kind of way. I wouldn't mind having another creative player in the middle of the park. And if I sat alongside Michael Edwards and Richard Hughes, I'd be asking them, is there something in getting Kevin De Bruyne in? For a year or 18 months?
Yeah.
So a 9, fullback, whatever way you
left
see it.
back.
Yep, and a playmaker.
Yeah, because I think
KDB.
Trent, when fit and in full flow, gave us creativity, but from right back.
Yeah.
Gravenberch is not being asked to do that. Szoboszlai, he's not creative in that way. McAllister is, but I feel he's playing a little bit deeper for us than he does for Argentina. For Argentina, he plays maybe one line forward, and he's so intelligent, as we see when he got his ability to strike the ball off either side or pick a pass. But he's just making that move from 15, 20 yards deeper. Whereas I think someone like KDB, I think he's got a year, 18 months in him.
Would that excite you?
It really would. And I think it'd be a real statement of intent. You're looking to compete and challenge on 4 fronts. There's no reason, not doing him or other teams in the Premier League any disrespect, but he would start home or away against the Wolves or home and away against the Southampton, where you might say, right, I'm going to keep McAllister for away at Arsenal or away at City. Champions League games, if you're playing Osasuna at home, he can play. Or
He's had a right think about this, isn't you? You're deep on KDB.
no, but because as a fan,
not everyone's like a lot of Liverpool fans are probably thinking it and not saying it.
And you go, and why? And why do you do it?
No, but he knows where he's playing him. What game?
Oh yeah,
he's like, no, he's playing Champions League.
He's in the red zone.
Yeah,
yeah, but maybe and maybe because of his injuries and his age, you want him to have good recovery.
Yeah, cool.
But you also need to know that get into a game 75 minutes in. Imagine you've got a team, you're away to Brentford, right? Or you're away to Brighton or Bournemouth, and you know they can be dogging and they can defend properly.
You need a Fred,
you need someone that can give that pass. He's that guy. So imagine you've defended and it's 0-0 or it's 1-1, 75 minutes, and you look up and you see him coming on. Yeah. It's a different problem.
Yeah. He's good.
Look, I'm all for it. I'm here for it.
Just the 500 bags a week you got to find.
But I don't even think it will come to that.
No.
And I'll tell you for why. Unless he's going to go to the Middle East.
Yeah.
He's not going to get that in Italy. No. He's not really going to get that in Spain. He wants to stay in the Premier League because I think he has a point to prove. He's not skint. Maybe you do the deal where you wait on the back, right? Listen, we'll give you a 5 million bonus if we win the league, but we'll put you on 200 grand a week.
He's even done the deal.
You know, he's even done the sums. He's got a spreadsheet.
That's
Mr. Excel over it.
That's
but,
good.
You know, these are. I guess you look at it, and working in football, you try and be a little bit realistic with your thoughts, and not just play fantasy football.
Right. No, but I like that. It's good, really and you know what? We don't generally have a lot of these type of chats, but
Sorry.
But I love it. I love it because you speak in a lot of sense. I want to throw one more name at you and just see where he fits in with your plans, and if you've done like a little Venn diagram or anything about Isak.
I mean, absolutely I have. He's played against us, 3 times this season, played excellently well. If there's a question mark, it's over his fitness. He has missed a few games, but he's a fantastic footballer. If Newcastle hadn't finished in the Champions League places, it's looking like they're gonna. It might have been a thing, but he's won a cup there. They love him there. Yeah, he might end up playing Champions League for Newcastle, but if he were to become available, then I think that's an outstanding one. A lot of money, admittedly, but if we had a number 9, we might have won this league in February. Alvarez, who was at Man City, is another possibility as well. Apparently, we acquired for him. He's inquired about him, but Isak he's got a bit about him. Yeah,
that's good. That's good. Good, isn't he?
I think he might
get another role here as well. He might.
He's good.
Yeah, he might need to free calendar up. Yeah, there might
be. Yeah, imagine them two. Wow. Fullback? Who you thinking fullback? Frimpong, you said. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think Bradley.
They could all happen as well, though. By the way, couldn't they? They're realistic.
Yeah.
KDB
Bradley will start. KDB. It could just be one of those wild cards where they go right.
Yeah.
Speak to his people. Look, keep us informed about where your conversations are going. Right. But you want a creative midfielder that can hit the floor running. He hasn't got to adjust to the Premier League. He hasn't even got to move home.
Yeah.
He knows the ins and outs. And I also think he's going to have a point to prove. He'll be a little bit upset in his belly that he wasn't given a new contract at City. And he'll feel that he can still do a job.
Yeah.
And I actually think if you manage his minutes, he could be a phenomenal player for you.
And I think City to Liverpool is, although there has been rivalry recently, it's not like United to Liverpool, which never works out well. But so it's. I think Liverpool fans would be delighted with it.
I think he's a Liverpool fan as well.
Yeah.
To make matters worse, I mean, talking of
who is
Kevin De Bruyne.
Is he a Liverpool fan?
Yeah.
I'll chuck that out there.
Yeah, just.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh.
And he's very single-minded, isn't he? From what I've seen, I obviously don't know him, but he appears very single-minded.
He's a leader. He's a winner. He's everything that you would want.
He's also signed.
He's also very, very, very good friends with Virgil van Dijk. But not that counts for anything. But you never know. Apparently, it was enough to get Trent to go to Real Madrid. So maybe friendships do matter.
Yeah, probably.
I just want to ask you about all that period in the was it the early 2000s, like all the Ayia Napa, all that. I mean, that was. Do you look back on those days and think, wow, that was amazing? You know, you see like every footballer was going to Ayia Napa, and
used to go, didn't they?
yeah, I mean, fond memories of those times.
Yeah, incredible, incredible. I look back and, you know, that period between 1999 and maybe 2003, when I hear people older than me talk about, you know, the swinging 60s, that was your bit. That was our 60s.
Yeah.
That, you know, in the nicest way, felt like real rock star times. Admittedly, I weren't sort of throwing TVs out of hotel rooms and all of that, but just the lifestyle of it, and being a lover of football, and football being my first love, being able to have, you know, fuse the two, and being looking out, and there'd be people that played for my, you know, Emil Heskey in the club, and his celebration was one that started on a dance floor in Ayia Napa, and, you know, Michael Dewberry, who I'm godfather to one of his children, and we're tight like that, and all the rest of the players, you know, Jason Ewell and Jody Morris and Jamie Lawrence and Rio and Frank and John Terry Jody, that was another one, you know. So all of that, which kind of came out of being in music, it was great, you know, playing football on the beach in Nissy Beach with Jonathan Woodgate and Andy Myers,
and then you meet him later on in the evening.
Yeah, but you're with them, you know what I mean? They're there,
it must have.
You know, even to the point of sort of walking down the road and people not knowing who they are and asking them to take a picture of me and them. Yeah, and then I'm like, you know, there's a big player there. But yeah, those were great times. Yeah, man. They were brilliant times.
Wicked.
That was just kind of before iPhones and stuff, and wasn't it?
Yeah, but people they still had their still had their Kodaks and their Polaroids, and
I love it.
Yeah.
Did you ever go out to Ayia Napa?
It wasn't really Ayia Napa, no. I didn't go. It was later on. I done what did I do? Marbella.
Yeah.
Went Marbella, but never Ayia Napa.
What do players go now? Is it?
They're a little bit different now. They go to Dubai, wouldn't they?
It's worldwide, and it's same as
everything. They'll go to America,
Vegas, Miami, it's all over the shop now.
Back then, it would have been Marbella or Ayia Napa.
But Napa was like, I always remember the boys going out there.
And they loved the music. The music was guaranteed, you know. Yeah.
What's staying a DJ life? Not getting the nitty gritty. What do you have day parties, evening parties, or could you do two? Surely that's a bit long.
I mean, back then, most of the stuff was in the night. Now, day parties are a lot more prevalent,
right?
A bit more prominent. We're doing. I'm actually doing a reunion back to Napa in October, and we've got day and nighttime parties.
Yeah,
we're doing that this year, so that's going to be really nice.
In Ayia Napa,
yeah. We went out there a few weeks ago to do a little recce, see some of the old venues, and
it brought back a load of memories, didn't it? Well, nostalgia with this music and the place.
It was incredible. We did an event for Radio 1 in 2000 where we did our radio show live on the beach, Macronissos Beach, and I went back to where that site was, and it's now like a marina. Yeah. Wow. But it's incredible.
Totally changed.
Totally changed. And Nissy Beach is still there and lively, and brilliant. Really looking forward to it.
Yeah, mate, nice.
Tell us about we've not talked about your Radio 2 show.
Yeah, really, I love the medium of radio. And, you know, I've done stuff on 5 Live. I did 5-6 years on Radio 1. And, spoke to the bosses. They asked me to come in and do some deputising for Craig Charles and Trevor Nelson, which was just pre-pandemic. And then when the pandemic came, Craig and Trevor weren't going on holiday, so there was, you know, no depths. And I thought, maybe, you know, sometimes the cogs don't line up.
Yeah.
And then the world opened back up, and they said, right, look, you're in the running to get your own show. So I did, I think, a year or two, 18 months, I had my own Friday night show. And then there were some changes towards the latter part of last year. Zoe came off doing breakfast. Scott Mills went into breakfast. Trevor Nelson went into Scott's old slot, and they offered me Trevor's old slot. So, yeah, since January, I've been doing 4 nights a week.
Wow.
10 till midnight. Absolutely adore it. It's just perfection.
Class,
I love it. Get to play brilliant music. The audience understand the music, which it means then that you're not under pressure to sort of play stuff that you might not enjoy. Every record that I play on my show, I enjoy.
From
you know, and that goes right across the board, whether I'm playing a garage record or I'm playing something from, like I said, Steely Dan or Supertramp or Simply Red, you know, because I go right across the board. As long as there's a groove in the music, I'm into it.
So you're pretty much, are you curating it all in terms of the
playlist?
playlist?
Between me and my producer, I'll give them like a list of records and she'll pick it out and play that and, you know, ask me, I need a down tempo one here and I need an up tempo one there, and we just. But yeah, it's lovely. I really enjoy it.
Play a request for me?
Of course.
Will you play Ballad of Dorothy Parker?
Of course. I don't got to twist my arm to play that record.
Follow on Instagram, of course. And me and Jim were chatting about this today. You've got this incredible vinyl room, and how much vinyl have you got? Would you say?
I don't know. It's I don't know, 18, 20,000.
20,000?
Maybe,
okay, and that's a lot of...
If you don't get over, follow Spoons on his... we'll put his platform up here somewhere. But it's monster, that room. And you just have yourself in a chair. It's just class. It's all lit up lovely. It's all your records. They're all in order. It's just must.
But the way you do it, you know, it's because you're so passionate about all that music. So, you know, you pull out... It was the Bee Gees. You pull out the Bee Gees and Barbra Streisand, Guilty. And... I remember that song, but I've not thought about that song for probably 40 years. And it's like, oh my God, wow. Because when I grew up as a kid, Radio 2, coincidentally, was always on in my house. And so a lot of those songs, but it was brilliant because, you know, you pop it on the vinyl, it's so chill, and it's just like, oh, great, it takes me back. And then, you know, you're pulling out all these different tracks, so eclectic, you know, you pulled out Joshua Tree the other day and you played Where Streets Have No Name, and it was like, and it's just
can get forgetting, can't they?
It was
wrongly.
I just
from
love
us,
that.
I suppose, from non-professionals. You get what I mean?
But it then makes me go and listen to the tracks, and I'm like, because if someone said to me, "Oh, have you heard about this artist here?" I wouldn't kind of like blag my way and go, "Oh yeah." I'd be like, "Oh no," but now I will go away and listen to it, and it's what I do. So I see some of the tracks, and I'm going, I've not heard of that artist, or I've heard of that artist, but I didn't know that track, and I go away, and like you were talking about TLC the other day, and obviously I know, you know, that track, but it was like, I'm going to go and listen to the thing now, you know, and because you've recommended it, and I think it's if you've got someone who you trust, who's curating the stuff, and they're so like passionate about it, you can see it, you know, because you've got a room full of it. But I love that. The
key word there is trust. Is similar on radio. So if I play a tune that people might not know or they've not heard for a while, they're going to trust that. They trust me to take them there.
Yeah.
And you know, even though the majority of people who follow my channel might expect me to play garage or soul or reggae, when I pulled out the Joshua Tree, they would have gone, all right, well, like, you too, like, what's this about? And I could tell the story of, like I did, of being 16, having my first job, being assigned to work alongside a guy in a warehouse, and he absolutely battered that album. And I hadn't really listened to that kind of music for that period of time. I think I was 17. But what ended up happening after a week or so is that I started falling in love with a different track, and then a different track, and then as time's gone on, you two have gone on to be absolute international super megastars. But I remember my first experience of them, and like, actually, this is like just brilliant music.
Yeah,
I just love this. But yeah, it goes right across the board, and the trust element and the comments that come in, and you know, the amount of people that with the Barbra Streisand and Barry Gibb one, they're like, oh, my mum and dad used to play this record, or is their wedding song, or whatever it was, and you're just always invoking that kind of feeling and memory. And ultimately, you know, I've read this quote and I thought this is so appropriate, that music is as close as we'll ever get to being in a time machine, because every time you listen to a piece of music from this, it takes you back, and nothing really does it like that. You know.
Yeah.
Yes, well said.
Brilliant, mate. So, how do you think it's gone, the interview?
I mean, I thought it'd be 10 minutes, but it's normally a good sign when you're in
3.5 hours
longer.
Yeah. So, well, we're just gonna have a little. How do you think it's gone? We do this every time, and it's just like just while I'm trying to think how to wrap it up. What do you think?
He only had to sit in a sofa for me.
know.
Like, he's that good. Like,
yeah.
Can we just get him in?
Yeah.
Please? Can you do this one?
You want to play in his golf day at the Grove, don't you? So,
yeah, more importantly, please, yeah.
Well, Jonathan, Jonathan,
it's official.
It's
you are in.
Very impressed with your track record.
1 to 11.
Track record. 1 to 11, superb, very well thought out, very well presented. We feel that you are.
What's the title? What's the role?
Well, the official role was director of music, but I think Jonathan, would like to. You wanted a different title, didn't you?
Because I think music is one element of it, but I quite like the title Director of Vibes.
Yes, I love it. Director of Vibes for FC Bullard, DJ Spoony.
Welcome aboard.
Spoons, love you, mate.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Director of Vibes.